Now, along with the summertime, sandcastles, they become an Imperial Beach tradition.
That's right. IB's Sun and Sea Festival features a sandcastle building competition with top San Diego sculptors. We have Carl Bradley with us, the event co-chair, joining us to explain more about what's going to be taking place in Imperial Beach over the course of the weekend. Good morning, Carl.
Good morning.
So we want to start off by you kind of letting us know the history of this festival. We know a lot of people are going to be making their way out to Imperial Beach to take a look at those sandcastles. So how did this begin?
Well, it began, if I'm not mistaken, way back in the 80s. What happened was over time, the festival got bigger and bigger, and it became difficult to manage. And it sort of lost momentum for a couple of years, and then it was revived by a group of locals who was headed by my co-chair, Leah Goodwin. Last couple of years, we've obviously had to scale back and not have the competition due to COVID. And this is the first year we're trying to ramp back up to get the Sun and Sea Festival back to what it used to be.
Wow, those look so real.
Yeah, I know. When we're watching some of this video here, Carl, of some of the sculptures that have been made in the past. I hesitate to even call them sand castles. They look like full-on developments almost. I mean, it's impressive, and they're already have been starting. So I think if we could take you back to your live shot, and we can see what's happening there behind you. We see the mounds of sand. I'm so curious how these sculptors put it all together. What have you been seeing there?
Okay, well, this is actually a commissioned sandcastle that's sort of the monument sculpture to commemorate this year's event, and they've been working on it a couple of days. If I could get my photographer to pan over to his right a little bit, you'll see that we have piles of sand for our competition. And we have 4 of the most talented teams of sandcastle sculptors from Southern California. Some of our folks are from North County and Orange County who will be working here. They'll be doing preparatory work and some preliminary sculpting today. And then tomorrow, they will finalize the sculptures, and we'll do the judging tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock.
Carl, how in the world do they do this? Like, it's so detailed and it doesn't fall apart. I mean, I tried to make like a mound of sand and it's all crumbly, a big mess. So what's the strategy? I mean, you have a gentleman right there who's working on that one. What's the technique? Well,
they actually build wooden forms. They moisten the sand, they put it in the forms, and they tamp it down. So it's really hard. And in fact, if I could walk into the construction area, I could show you where they're building some of the forms.
Carl. Here. Okay, be careful. Don't make any wrong moves, because he's been working a while on that.
So if you could see that box-like structure that they're building there, they will build a stack of those kind of like a wedding cake, and pack them with sand, and then they'll remove them, and then they get their sculpting tools and make the beautiful sculptures you see here.
Okay.
And Carl, when it comes to the judging, you were saying those will be judged. How does one go about judging? What are the criteria that those judges are looking for?
Well, we have, I believe we have 5 criteria. I don't have a score sheet in front of me, but we judge them on artistic originality. We judge them on degree of difficulty. We judge them on how they've used artistic elements, such as they're allowed to use natural components like seashells, seaweed, things like that. They can use color if they use the biodegradable coloring. So basically, how hard was it to build the castle? What's the impression the castle gives you when you see it? Are there features of the castle like archways and undercuts and so forth that make it more difficult to build? And then we have a numerical scoring system, and I have 5 judges out here. We'll tally their scores, and whoever gets the most points wins.
I'm so curious too, Carl, if there's like a heavy gust of wind or a flock of seagulls, I mean, does it not put it all at risk, or will these withstand any of that?
Well, these things, they hold up pretty well. And in fact, this year, at the end of the competition, after the judging has happened, they'll be spraying them down with a fixative agent that's kind of like a glue that'll help hold them together longer. But you know, as long as there's nothing physically impacts them, you know, the wind's not going to knock them over.
Okay, good. Okay, we don't want that because after all that hard work, that would be very sad. So for people who want to go check it out, let us know where they can go, when they should make it out there.
Okay, well, we're out here at the Imperial Beach Pier, and as I said, the preliminary building is today. The main portion of the competition is tomorrow, July 16th, Saturday, and then the sculptures will be on display until the 4th, say again? 24th. The 24th of this month.
Okay, but they have 24 hours basically to complete?
Roughly, yes.
Ooh. Whoa! Yeah, from that mound of sand right behind you to just some majestic piece.
You get a shot of them. They're tamping. This is them tamping down the sand.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Keeping it safe
to make it hard so it'll stick together.
That's how it would
And
stand.
they will do that all the way up in like 1 foot layers.
Okay. Amazing. Thank you for showing us the secrets. I've always been so curious.
Yeah, we appreciate it, Carl.
Oh, my pleasure. No problem.
It's great. Have a wonderful time, and good luck to all of these sculptors. Thank you to your photographer, too. He did a great job walking around with you.
Okay, thanks.